the body with the smoke and diffuse kit. And we'll see who decides to use that. Mousesports on the other hand, they've actually got smokes, a couple of flashes, and then 3 sets of armor. So towards middle, like I said, no aggressive play towards mid area at least, but Shoxy has pushed up to upper B. That's a lot.
Bobbing up and down like an Obama bobblehead. Shox is, yeah, like you're saying, a lot of information. He's known to do this. We've seen him push time and time again. You go as far back as Cloud9 qualifying for MLG, and they just got obliterated by that on so many rounds.
Shox is holding up as well. So you can see Nico and Dennis actually holding in towards short. No one's spotting anything just yet. So Shox is just calling out, you don't even need to worry about B. I've got this completely locked down. Checking towards T-Spawn, just making sure everything's okay. They still have a smoke in the hands of Chris J. They'll be splitting A at this point. So RPK, Scream, Smiths on the A side, Body backing up from Spawn as well. This could be quite interesting for G2. A lovely setup for them to hold this off.
Car's got to get baited in. The problem is that no one's watching Cat. They're all watching long, and they walk out. 2 players sitting there unaware. Scream, he's missed shots, a lot of shots.
What's going on with him tonight?
And that's why you get vaccinations, kid. Get your shots. Because Scream is not the sick that we normally talk about. That was just god-awful.
Yeah, that's a player not looking at him, not jumping, and a pretty simple affair. He just can't actually land the headshot that he's so famous for. Pretty disappointing stuff. That was actually a setup perfect for G2. They actually knew exactly what was going on. They knew it would be an A-sided attack. Shoxy's in lower B, checking up here as well. They knew nothing's middle. They knew nothing's in B tunnels. They know it's going to be long or short. They've got everything covered. And still can barely find a kill there. It's going to be a force buy in the second. Smiths is on the USP, but it's going to be a rifle heavy setup from Mousesports. RPK finds one, but it's quickly shut down. This round is going to be over. It's going to be 2 players remaining for the CTs, Body and Shox. Body's actually towards mid doors, and just Shoxy. Molotov down on the side as well. Burning has to face at this point. There it is. Dennis efficiently takes him down. And now Body, Oscar waiting from the top of the middle. Gets taken down by the pistol. To finish things off, we said G2 needed this pistol. Just going to bounce back and give him some confidence on the CT half, but potentially not happening here, Matty, as it will be a 3-0 almost guaranteed at this point. If you're unfamiliar with CS economy, I guess. Yeah,
if you're joining us from Overwatch this evening, sparing a few minutes to get away.
Get away from what exactly?
Don't know. If you're joining this lovely game called Counter-Strike, I know it's a newer title in the FPS genre, but yeah, we'll still teach you. You're not too late.
So basically this round, you buy nothing. You can see not a single thing purchased for G2 here. And Oscar will be landing the first scout shot, so that CD player has to go hide in lower B. Decided to face a little bit more, but he will get punished for it. Smith's getting his head ripped off, and RPK, he goes down in similar fashion. Just Shoxy now on the A side. These rounds are very difficult for the TDs to do anything with, let alone win them. And just Oscar hitting absolutely everything. Grenade trying to finish one of them off.
As it goes 3-0, but now the guns are drawn. We'll get an AWP, glass cannon on Smiths. French Rambo, perhaps? Does he go aggressive at the doors early? He's known for it, but does he do it first round? Oscar, apparently not. He's looking long already.
Sticking with the scout here. It's confident. He's got AK available. He wants to see if he can do anything with the lower sniper rifle here. Not a one-shot kill potential like the AWP has. So CTs potentially have some sort of advantage going into this one. It's going to be quite a slow default from the terrorists, not committing anything fast here, but they're looking at potentially a long retake, as they have got 3 players outside the doors. RPK, we talk about him being probably one of the most consistent long players in terms of going down with always at least 1 kill, it feels like, in that position. But as of late, the CT half hasn't been great for anyone on G2, so maybe that's not going to be as familiar. There we go. Scout, interesting decision to take that into the first one round.
Flash goes over. Nico peeking out the doors. As always, you touched on this. He tries to force the plays. Not getting over-aggressive this time to peek all the way to CT, though. He's just clearing out that mid position, but now he is looking to go. Shox, the first to confront this to try and shut it down. Smith at the corner has AWP primed and ready if he goes far enough, if Nico exposes himself through that archway. But meanwhile, again, another push from G2 in the B tunnels to get information. It's Body with Shox pushing all the way so far into lower dark, and Nico tagged at 15 early. This will force him to retreat, and guess what, Body? He catches him at Scream instead. All right, but they're both there, so it won't matter. That's actually well done in that sense to catch Nico out, because he's out in mid. No plan, and if it falls apart, we touched on that as well. There's not much else they can try and accomplish with this. They've got all the information now to G2, and this run has to go their way. If they can't close this, they've got some serious problems. As RPK anchors long, he's very effective there. I'd say he's probably one of the better at that position. Oscar, great shot with the scout, no less. Tagged on RPK, but...
Well, it was a bit of a Hail Mary play from Mousesports, keeping that scout going forward. So, like we said, RPK stepping up in that long position, gets 3 kills after Mousesports tried that like a long retake. Doesn't work out for them, but the good news is for G2, they actually managed to keep all 5 players alive, so that actually helps them. And it's not necessarily going to avoid the reset potential going forward, but it means that you can actually have a nice, healthier buy going into this one. All the grenades, still have the AWP, of course, and we'll see whether they can hold off this very important round from Mousesports here. AWP and Smith still. It's actually on 2 for 3 right now, holding towards long. And he'll come into his own when they start executing towards short. That's when his position becomes so important in that car area.
G2 with Shocks inside of the spawn, standard formation, no one getting overly aggressive this time around toward the B tunnels. And just to make sure they don't, it's Chris J to watch the position. 4 grouping in toward mid as well right now. No one confronting RPK at long this time either. So they're already getting constricted in terms of how much map they're confident in taking, I guess you could say, from Mousesports' side, considering the position and single round that G2 have. Bomb intentionally dropped down by Xbox. This will start to probe out, find the kills, both going through mid this time, Oscar and Nico. The difference being that Oscar has the AWP to lead the charge, better chance to get a kill in return rather than just get tagged up and caught out, as Nico did previously. Flash around the corner, it blinds up Nico, takes a shot toward the door regardless, as Nico was covering off the window so Oscar could do so. And this will just push G2 back inside the B site. Late smoke serves to allow the cross, but Body's found one in the doorway. Can't land the shot. Oscar goes down and Scream walking out. He's got 2. Bomb dropped as well. Chris J may find one to slow things down coming back in from the tunnels, but it's a 1 versus 4, and Scream stepping up largely with 4 kills.
Yep, absolutely. After a bit of a shocker in the pistol, he seems to recover here in round number 5. Holds off that B split from Mousesports. It was pretty lackluster, I have to say, from Mouse. Is walking out, not really applying too much pressure there. CT's had plenty to work with. No vision taken away from them. The Scream facing with the AK time and time again, ripping off a head every time he faced. And there it is. It's going to be G2 finding their second. They've broken the economy of Mousesports as well. Body this time. Open hand, double AWP set up for G2. He's looking towards lower B. Okay, I thought surely nail that kill, but it doesn't happen. But Incendiary to hold them off. He has got backup from Smiths as well, so he should be okay for now.
Get CSGO'd, Body. Spray through. Desperate times, desperate measures, all of that. Trying to find a kill, but they are 2 men above, so they're not overly desperate. Body finds another kill onto Oscar. Nico with Deagle. He is lethal. He nearly finds the shot to Shocks just above his right shoulder. Dennis, meanwhile, does get one onto RPK, so something to write home about. If he's still alive to write at the end of this war.
Oh, Dennis has got the bomb at this point. If he can plant, that's amazing. So you can see you can jump across these back cars, and it does allow you to get a bit of a funnier angle. The AWPers may not necessarily be pre-aiming that one. They're normally watching the corner tightly. Just 5 players towards B tunnels. Not going to be rushing, but still, this is the tactic we talk about, Matt. I'm always certain of it. When Nico will try and work that kill by himself. I'm going to jump on his screen myself and see if that's what's going on. He's actually up to be with them, so maybe not. Oh, that's a good one.
This is very lovely. Oscar does it reach him all the way in the corner? Certainly does. Smoke instead. Confirms he's there, yes, okay, and you're right on that, but it allows him, okay, and crossing through it to get away, but not expose himself, as was the plan of the original Flames Throne, so they don't get the shot with the AWP into him. They do get a little bit of M4 damage onto him. So Oscar on 56 as a result. Shocks going to play the inner box, the bigger box in the CT spawn, gives him the angle toward the doorway itself, but doesn't see them up at the top of the ramp. That means Scream has to go aggressive, but he only gets the 1. Down he goes. As Speedy and Nico now go to work, but Shocks has poked through late. He'll get traded 1 for 1 with Chris, who's still inside of middle. Has timed it correctly, but RPK, he's taken the invitation during all of this to walk out from long. Bomb's down inside of middle. Do they see it? I imagine Smiths did, as shots go either way. It's 25 HP for Nico to go against this, as it is suddenly a rotation from RPK toward the doorway. He's not going to get aggressive. Just cover this off. Make sure Nico, when he grabs the bomb, gets caught out. 36 seconds, though. There's ample opportunity for Nico to find this shot towards CT.
2 versus 1, 30 seconds, and actually look at this kill towards Smith as well. Very patient stuff. You have to wonder why Smith was facing alone there, but still 1 versus 1. RPK left of the AK-47. Nico's low HP as well, but you can see he's trying to be a bit smarter about this one. Not just going to be committing to the plant straight away. Wants to see if RPK is going to go hunting for the kill, which he will, but he pulls out the knife at the wrong moments, and RPK, easy frag for him in the end, recovers the AWP, and 4 rounds in a row for G2. Actually, you started to look a little bit deadly here. You said if they get about 6, you felt like they could win this. Right now, they're on the precipice of getting 5, because it's going to be another eco here for Mousesports. It's going to be Deagles, PD50s, that's about it. A couple of flashbangs.
Either way, he's tagged this time, 51 HP, but it's on A. They're going to make their initial approach, try and breach toward the site with Molotovs and smokes. Jumping up, though, the Gopher on top of the boxes, down by spawn, does get the information that they're there. So what's the response? It's to call over a fourth member. Rather than playing a 2-1-2 and having the 1B and CT spawn favoring A, they go for a 3-1 with CT included. And they'll let Body just anchor the B site in the event that they rotate back around, but they're not. They're committed. They're inside, and Shocks, he'll go down toward Goose. It's Smith that has to hit something in return and cannot. Speedy finding him. Chris J finding Scream. Bomb going down, and Mousesports just absolutely annihilate them on the way through.
Bit more traditional execution there. Get some short control, go up towards an actual key choke point together instead of walking out middle, and actually doing a very good job. Chris J with the orb this time. He's going to be saving that for the double orb setup, and 3 kills with him. Body, the last player remaining, not dropping a single frag. Mousesports maybe finding a weakness in the G2 defense. He can finish things off, but G2 still have plenty of residual cash. Had some pretty clean rounds, and after losing 5 in a row, Mousesports bouncing back, double orb setup on the T side, and that was much faster and much more efficient from, I guess, what was going to say the German side, but they only have 2 Germans.
Yeah, it doesn't really ring true anymore, does it? We're seeing more and more a mix of European teams. I think at this point in time, guys, can I play A, please?
Yeah.
I'm sick of playing B. He is pretty good in the B site when he gets there.
Yeah, but he's always got 50 HP. He's got a handicap at the start of every round.
I'm so done. That is unbelievable. 2 rounds in a row. Scream. He'll be the one to get the kill, though. It's Oscar that will go down. And this is what we wanted to see in terms of variations from the AWP on the CT side. Smiths will go toward Catwalk instead, but a little jiggle peek toward the corner will reveal his position, and as said, she'll have to fade away from it. Takes a little bit of confidence potentially out of Mousesports in trying to take that Catwalk away and set for execution on A. Bomb dropped intentionally. Smoke out on CT. Dennis will add a Molotov into the mix. Meanwhile, though, RPK has won the duel against Chris, who is continuing to try and chase down Smiths on that cat position. So 2 plays onto 4, and a lot of noise being made by Nico to get toward long. Too much noise. Shocks just staring it down with an AWP. That's Bomb. Completely covered off. This is going to be a reset for Mousesports as well, which is a huge problem because we talk about G2's struggling CT sides. If you give them the gift of money and take that which you did possess away, you're going to make it a little bit easier for them than potentially it would have been. So 6-4 already. They've got that round number that I thought would be reasonable for them.
Yeah, Mousesports trying to do what they can towards the long area there, and just the bomb getting dropped. The orb's not really having too much impact. Only finding 1 frag in total. That was on towards Shocks, but it's going to be Mousesports still with money available after the resets alone. It's going to be still an AWP in the hands of Oscar here, and Chris J back on towards the role of the AK-47. Not again.
When we switch to him, we just hear a bullet hit the wall. I'm like, oh my God. Look how much more hesitant he was across that time. Regardless, with no damage done, it's still going to be Mousesports that get the opening kills. Chris J with 2, blinded up. Smiths. He does get Nico as his vision slowly restores, goes for more, and it's Speedy he'll find, but Chris comes around and completes the hat trick, using his teammate as the meat, the bait, but it is going to be Oscar, the second man finally for Mousesports to get a kill, the 4th in total they've got on this round. He's gone down since. It's on to Scream, 1 versus 2.
Still has some footing into this round as the bomb has only just been planted. 2 players with 1 bullet potential from this M4, which we know he can be very accurate with indeed. They're both going to be turtling up on the A side as well. 1 player to face. That's Chris J. Gets his head completely ripped off. 1 versus 1 now. Dennis desperately trying to cower on the side. Doesn't want to give anything away, but Scream, he can smell him on the side, but apparently Dennis catches him out, faces the exact right time, and he's going to be picking up the AWP as well, and the round saved for Mousesports there. I thought Scream had that one tied up, but he's just getting closer and closer to the bomb site.
And I mentioned the reset, it was, but the efficiency of the previous round allowed them to force again. You can still see how in tatters their money really is. So even in this round, they're going to be struggling to get guns out, and there's just enough to force in return for G2, who know the situation. So this is very much a break potential either side. Body, congratulations, my friend. You've made it to B now successfully 2 rounds in a row.
Well, not a great buy for either side here. You can see a UMP and a Tech 9 in the hands of Mousesports. Dennis for now as he listens out for T-Spawn, but shocks everything's up with the 5-7 headshot. Gets a double, in fact. Now it leaves us on to Dennis, and they know exactly where he is.
Dennis, though, does know exactly where Shocks is. It's such a hard shot. Yeah, exactly. Not only do you have just your head showing, you get to go back and forth. You hold him off. The defuse already coming in. 6-6. Or rather, take that back, sorry, 7-5. I had it backwards as we snapped to the replay, and my mind couldn't keep it all stored in one place. It gets a little cluttered sometimes, Henry.
It does.
People talk to me in my head.
7-5. Are they from a certain video game?
No, but right now you'd expect that they might be.
Yes. I think you probably imagine yourself to be in that world sometimes.
I wish. It sounds so much nicer than this one.
On that note, let's get back into this. It's going to be round number 13. It will be an eco this time for Mousesports. Couldn't find too much with that simple B execution. They were so good at those simple A takes of the smoked and flashbangs. I'd like to see more of that, but this time they do manage to pick up an opening kill. It's going to be Oscar picking up the rifle here, and Scream has gone down. He was aggressive, but leaving his teammate alone towards the B side. See a rotation from Shox and towards CT spawn, and it will be an A attack this time. They have got a couple of flashes. This could be good. Smith's on the A side. If he gets flashbangs coming towards him, misses that first shot, there's a chance, and the run boost is coming.
See if they nail it. Pickups are annoying. I feel bad for you. Okay, that... like how Oscar's like, I'll just stand in your head. It's fine. Maybe you can run boost me toward mid where Shox is coming. And he gets there. That is a clever peek so fast. Drops bomb, gets away. He's isolated himself behind the box. They can't double peek him.
Oh, no.
He gets two and Body shows up to bail him out. That is the most awkward exchange.
Wow. So they have a huge advantage there. They've got the CTs on the ropes in terms of the man pick at the start and pushing up towards it on the short area, and then Shoxy with the perfect flank coming in, gets on towards Xbox, finds that first shot, and this the timing from Body coming in lower B as well. It's so perfect. Just as Shox makes himself unhittable as he's dancing around the mid doors. Shox and Body comes in and sprays them all down. So lovely stuff. It's going to be 8-5 there, and another long retake from RPK by himself this time, pushing through the smoke. Dennis gets the opening frag. 5-4, and Shox is still there with the AWP this time. A double AWP setup for the French side.
Double up setup again. Shox and Smith's not Body this time. Scream all the way through T-spawn. This could be actually quite good because they're not getting anywhere at long. And even if they want to go back and try and evaluate middle, they've got to go by that T-spawn position that Scream is soon going to occupy. Good shot from Shox. He'll take down Oscar to start it off. 4 plays to 4 as a result of this. And even though the first pick did go Mousesports' way, you can see it on X-Ray. Scream's just waiting for them to come back the other direction. Nico, he finds him and takes him down. So double up stays up, but they've only got the 1 M4 in the hands of Body. He's over at B. Smith's, another shot missed. Molotov on Shox, 6 HP. He's found by Chris David. Smith's, he's managed to get 1 bomb down, just has to hold the angle, can't find the second shot to follow up. AKs, all 3 in hand right now for Mousesports. But Dennis will drop down, grab bomb, and then AWP. Swap it over, try and change things up and catch them off guard, potentially G2. Speaking of caught off guard, it's Body, but he gets the gun redrawn. Nico goes down, and it serves to a dead even situation. 2 plays to 2. 35 seconds left up toward the A side, and Smith's, he needs to hit them now more than ever. Spots the first player. Likes to wait for a better position, better peek, potentially, and he does have Speedy taken down. Jumps back up for a second one as well. Now he's coming to live on Dust 2.
Yeah, we said he would. And this time it's going to be 3 kills after RPK went all in towards long by himself. He gets back up from his teammates, a double AWP setup, paying dividends for G2. And as the round number 15 comes in, there's no money available for Mousesports. So we talked about this at the beginning, Matt. G2 famed for being very good on the T side in Dust 2, and that's being lackluster every single time, not just in Dust 2. The CT halves across the board so far from what we've seen in this online season, but they seem to be posting very decent numbers indeed here on the second map of the evening. It's going to be 9 rounds, potentially 10, considering Mousesports have pistols across the board. For 3 Deagles, 2 Tech 9s, and some utility. I guess a Beast player is probably the first port of call here for Mousesports, as Shoxy does hear something towards middle. Smoke on Xbox, so potential A split considering the setup now.
Oh, okay. Minor dink. It must have gone through the edge of the door, but when you hear that noise, you always have a little skip in your heart to think you might have just cost yourself. Either way, it Scream left on 88 HP as a result. Chris J, 72. And Nico will get flamed away from the mid doors. Smith has to go large and in charge. Once more, missing the shot up close, and Speedy's got him. Another pivotal moment. All right, I can't call him out too much. He did have an excellent round in the last, but missing the shot there, and they swarm him, they overwhelm him. It's RPK that has to make up for it, rotating back in from long with the rifle, but that's going to give Nico a chance to try and walk in, catch them off. Great Deagle shot, the Body. All other.
The Tech 9 and Scream, of course. He did it so many times. Scream opening up that B side, but I think Mousesports will be aware of it. I would love to see him just get that 1 Deag once again. Let's see if he can do it.
headshot nearly goes into the back of Smiths from Scream with the deagle. But they go. It's aggressive. It's in the site already. And G2, RPK, he's been showing form on pistols as of late, I have to say. Which is great to see from G2 because they need pistols. We talked about their influence. And specifically on Has when they struggle, it's body to close it out. They line up and it's a double headshot from the Glock. It's almost flawless from G2 as they walk into the B site. 11-5 now. And again, T-side. Good start. We might be done quicker than we would have expected here.
Yeah, I agree. And that's the same pistol they've run every single time we watch them play Dust 2 here. Scream at the deagle, a couple of Tech 9s, some Glocks. They have one smoke when they get in the side as well to deny the retake. And you'd think something so simple shouldn't be so effective, but they wait for there's not a rush, right? They're waiting for the initial utility to be used, and the CT's facing for the platform. They've got 5 terrorists looking at them. They're obviously going to be taken down if they face too much there, and this time it's GT prevailing with not a single frag drop. But Mousesports, interesting enough, not fully forcing into this one. There's one set of body armor purchase for Nico, and it is an ace stack for the CT, so this could get interesting. And once again, towards long, this is where GT will be trying to get the majority of their frags. But Shoxy towards middle, gets a rotating Dennis, and now they have got the advantage as well. They're probably cool to fall back after spotting so many players on that A side. Smith's got control of middle. Let's get in B tunnels and let's get towards B together. Good call, and Shoxy holding the perimeter in no man's land in middle.
Shox is behind the door, waiting. Already through middle, is going to catch off Oscar with the Mac-10, and smoke follow-up. They won't be able to do much. That is one of the most chaotic sounds in the world when there's two of them firing together, isn't it? It sounds like a V8 engine where the cylinders are slightly out of timing. Or the header's cracked. It's just so uneven and rough sounding. Body, he'll drop down and take out Speedy. It's going to be 12-5 and another great round. AK kept alive. Smith does go down, but what does he go for? Potentially, if I were them right now, if you want to bring out an AK, potentially drop him over one of the SMGs, let him build up the cash, and have someone else, potentially Shox, buy it out, or have Shox drop it, I guess you could do as well later on.
They bought another Mac-10 by the looks of things, so they're going to have that one AK, and this could be interesting going forward, but I think Mousesports just want to have that stronger bar. Oh, look at this.
Double? Oh, he didn't make it.
That could have been fun. But 5 USPs, Mousesports is trying to make sure they didn't get body armor. That's all really on one player. I think it was Nico. They're just trying to make sure they had enough to work with going into the first gun round. That's actually quite important. If there are this amount of SMGs carried across into the next round, they'll have head armor to at least negate those. So it could be quite an interesting factor, as there will be one player remaining. Who's that? It's going to be Speedy. Trying to do what he can with the USP. Probably will get a skill, you know. Yeah, there it is. Shox goes down. So that's going to be another AK actually coming into the next round. So actually, okay, and another. So at least 3 AKs into the next round. Actually, probably benefits GT a little bit, you know, just the fact that they are going to have heavier firepower in terms of the rifle instead of 3 SMGs or 4 SMGs, I think it was, all purchased by Smiths as well, so just one. Well, here we go then, the all-important first gun round. If GT picked this up, it's going to be 14-5, and then horrible money situation for Mousesports, so this is a very crucial round for them. Let's see what they can do with it. Oscar on the AWP, of course. And we'll see whether he actually decides to face. To be watching long, pretty standard setup for Mousesports for now. Dennis and Chris Chapers running B, and a fast mid player, Shoxy, just fearless towards middle, spawning towards CT spawn.
Shox leaves an opening, walks out, gets the shot on Dennis though, that's lovely. To avoid the damage as well from CT, but Nico's still there. Scream will get him late with the UMP, but he's found body. As he walks toward the B site, it's Oscar trying to fire back through and catch anyone who dares still be in the open. But I dare say, writing on the wall, round over. They'll have to hold on to the AWP and the M4, try and carry it over for what will be the 5th round of the second half, and already it's stacking up in G2's favor as they'll collect the first 4 rather. Shox, nearly does get a tag.
Okay.
Okay, exactly. Goes back forward. Oscar's already got it lined up, so all he did is give up the first shot and the angle. They're going to go on the B site regardless. Chris goes down. Good entrance from Scream. Very good entrance, because now this pulls back what was lost in that initial exchange at mid. Dennis forced out of the site. He's going to try and go back. That's terribly thrown. I can be Twitch chat. Watch this. NA flash. As the smoke out of the door, Nico's going to try and push through it. There's 3 people in front of him. We see it. He doesn't. He'll find it, though, as the UMP gets the headshot. Rather, not the headshot. Next shot on RPK. Whatever it is, it's a kill. It's effective. But they've still got to do a lot more than that to take the site back. This is so chaotic. And Nico, he may be the victor in all of it. He does get a kill on Smiths, but that's all he'll find. Body. He trades it immediately back. There's still full HP, though, on Speedy and Oscar. And they are in the B tunnels. I think they're aware of this, though. Scream, he's still considering the doorway, but a flashing, quick check don't leave your back exposed in that position when you have no idea where they are. They now look. AWP goes down. That's the hard job done, but 6 HP. Body's just going to book it to the A site.
Well, this is where the mind games begin. Obviously, the correct forward BA is going definitely towards A, but Body, he's outplayed by Speedy, very aware, checking every possibility. And everybody overthinking that situation. 6 HP trying to catch him out as he would be rotating potentially there, but actually gets caught in his own game. But like I said, if it comes down to a 1v1 like it just did, the money still is going to be a trouble for Mousesports. He managed to salvage an orb, but the reinvestment for the rest of the team, it's going to be difficult for them to get AKs, M4s, as I say, across the board. We'll see what they do manage to get. So there's a Famus, lacking kits, no incendiaries. Chris J with nothing at all in terms of utility. So Oscar, once again, he was good for the first pick in the previous round. Can he replicate the success? As it's another long take from G2. Smokes have failed, though, horribly. So does give a little bit more vision than they're used to, CTs.
Boost up at elevator. To the penthouse for Oscar. Unfortunately, there's no party just yet. He's not invited to the penthouse. Now he's got his entrance. As it's going to be Shocks that goes down. Smiths. He's just tempting fate with this AK, trying to clear out the corner. Does push them back. Flash as well, nearly catching the dropping CT as Oscar's going to bring his AWP back out. Kenny has style on that wall. We saw him try that with Envious multiple times last week. Doesn't find the shot. This forces 2 players down towards CT, which has a massive opening, but there's no smokes, which therefore can actually still be an opportunity for Oscar to find a shot. You would have thought 2 players in CT means they almost give up and concede to the retake. They're going to throw a bomb to try and make that the case, but Smith is so scared. It's okay, little boy. You'll be okay. I believe in you.
What's that Molotov going to do?
That you're trying to use the incandescence to blind the vision, I guess.
I guess it's kind of an interesting idea.
I guess
out for now.
Take no chances, but 14-6. They've got bomb down. There's still 5 players alive from Mousesports who are waiting for that bomb plant as well.
Well, then the retake begins. They've got an HE to work with. Still the man advantage, and they have got an AWP as well against 4 AKs out of G2. 2 of them turtling up towards Goose. Going to be a very important round. 4 restep for Mousesports to then win it.
First shot, Oscar, successful, but RPK and Body. They'll pull it back, and Body doubly so. Takes down Speedy. He's got another. It's Dennis, but Chris J in here. Now in a one-on-one, and Body. He's got positional control. He turns back. It's another 4K for him. He's been great at the clutches on T-side.
Absolutely has. T-side has been tremendous for Body throughout this evening on Cash. Although he didn't win the game, his T-side efforts were noted throughout the series. Very impressive stuff from him, and wins another 1v1 and hosts some very good numbers as well. 15-6 now. Mousesports, like I said, that was a crucial round for them. And Smiths, he finds Oscar, who's trying to heroically find that first pick with the scout at the start of the round. Not meant to be this time. Now it's up to Chris J and 3 Deagles as they are aggressively pushing off. This should be over now. It's unimaginable to think they can actually do anything with the Deagles. The Scream finds another headshot. 5 versus 3. The scout in hand of Chris J. Pretty much the last line of defense if there's going to be any hope of winning this round.
RPK waiting patiently. We'll find Dennis in a peculiar position. Not something you would commonly look at, but Chris Scout, ooh, that was almost dead on the head, you know. As Scream will get the shot in. Response to it, though, the mist coming through, and Speedy gets a deagle at least. Adding some flavor in our mouths, but we'll only salivate for so long as Body will get the final kill. Appropriately so, I think. He's had an excellent evening, even if they only pick up the 1 map. But it is 1 map, and again, it's a recovery season for them. They had a very slow start, so it's great to see that they're still kind of grinding away in that sense.